If you haven't heard of MechWarrior 2 by now, how'd you hear about this CD mag? Since you have heard of it, you must also know that it isn't out yet, even though it was originally scheduled for release back when your parents were dating. I recently had a very illuminating phone conversation with Kelly Schmack, lead designer of MechWarrior 2, an all-around excitable boy. He set me straight on a number of issues, including what the game's going to be when it's finished, why it isn't here yet, and the extreme importance of verbally abusing your modem play buddy. A demo disc for MechWarrior 2 has been available since Winter CES in January. It's a good point of reference if you have no clue what the game was going to be like, but it's a very primitive version of the game. In fact, almost all of the impressive stuff that will appear in the final version was absent from the demo. The reason it's taking so long to be released is the vast effort it took to create the 3D engine that runs this real-time first-person battle simulation. Unlike the demo, the final game is going to be a lot more than just point towards the moving thing and shoot it. Say hello to 100 tons of raw death. The key element of MechWarrior 2 is, of course, the mech. They look well animated but simple in the demo, but soon they will look well animated and staggeringly complex. The mechs were modeled on a Mac and then dumped into a 3D studio for full rendering. At the highest graphic detail setting, the finished mechs will be comprised of up to 350 polygons each. Advanced texture mapping will add a large amount of surface detail and will get rid of that blocky look that gave polygon-based games like 4D Boxing from being big hits. Few experiences in the gaming world can compete with climbing into the cockpit of one of these skyscraper-sized behemoths, except getting your ass knocked into orbit by a hostile mech. The planetary information screen, while informative, was useless in the demo. Not true anymore. One of the most impressive elements of the finished game will be the inclusion of different planetary types, which will vary extensively in both terrain and gravity. Trying to come to an abrupt stop on a tundra world will put your mech into a sickening slide, while landing after a jump in wetter climes can bury your vehicle to the waist in mud. Like John Lovitz once said, it's not the size of your planet that counts, it's how you use it. In the demo, there were just 2 mechs, yours and your opponent's. The final version will feature many different designs, and expansion discs are planned. These discs will even include a few mechs that walk on all 4s, for those of you who suffer from Empire Strikes Back complex. Consider that there can be a maximum of 10 mechs on the battlefield at once, and that each of them can be made up of 350 polygons. You begin to understand why Kelly Schmack described the game as very machine-intensive. The optimal machine for this game is said to be 486-66, or Pentium with local bus video, but a 486-33 will also give you your money's worth. A fast graphics card will still help, though, since the 3D game engine relies on the computer video card for about 30% of its workload. If you've been putting off that system upgrade, take a tip from Activision and do it now. In this game, you will be fighting for the honor of your clan, so you better not screw up. The power struggle between these feudal groups adds a role-playing feel to the game, making it more than a loosely strung-together series of battles. If you get too close to the mech on the battlefield, you can even see its clan logo. But don't count on getting that close. These things are designed to hit hard and from far away, so if you take too long admiring the graphic beauty of the mech you're facing, you'll have all of eternity to admire its equally stunning destructive power. Many expectant gamers have felt like this over the past few months. It seems Activision keeps saying, just a little while longer. It's almost ready now. Really? Trust me. Yes, MechWarrior 2 has gone through a frustrating series of delays, but all will be forgiven when the public is blinded by the light at the end of this very long tunnel. According to Mr. Informed Source, the majority of delay time has been spent creating animation for each mech, a chore even Hercules would have winced at. Each mech has its own animation for every action it takes part in, falling down, blowing up, firing a rocket, jumping, getting a limb blown off, that kind of stuff. Picture 14 people crammed in a room with a copy of 3D Studio and a stack of Pentiums up to the ceiling, and you've got the right idea. AI routines for the computer-controlled mechs have been given a great deal of attention in the design process. Although getting your tailpipe blown off by your computer would be enough to make this a great game, Activision has gone one step further and included modem play as well. A recent addition to this constantly evolving game is support for the new AT&T modem, which allows you to maintain a voice link with your friend while battling head-to-head over the phone lines. Considering that all 4 of your limbs are required to operate your Mech's hefty Thrustmaster supported control system, screaming at your buddy in real time as he launches a rocket in your face is a lot more rewarding and more convenient than using a typical chat window.
And now a word from our sponsors.
If you're looking for a fast-paced game with some serious graphics and gameplay like you can only get in the arcades, look no further. Raptor is here. Check out the shareware version of Raptor in the main menu under Install Demos. Magic Candle was one of the best role-playing games of its time. It has a fantastic plot and gameplay that will make you think you're playing a real pencil and paper game on your computer. Look in the main menu under Install Demos for the complete game, or check out our article under the Features section in the main menu.
And now, back to the action.
The wait is almost over, and the end result keeps looking better and better. MechWarrior 2 promises to be a real powerhouse of a game, and it may well become the first release ever to induce players to buy a complete set of Thrustmaster controls just for one game. Featuring amazingly intricate graphics and a revolutionary 3D game environment, MechWarrior 2 has all the makings of a mega hit. Patience, grasshopper. Soon you will have big toys to play with.